Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us for this special live session. I'm Itzik Amiel, and we are here with this weekly Switch series called Switch On, where we share ideas, insights, and inspiration to helping you as a professional to switch relationships to revenue, referrals, and reputation and stand out of the crowd. And you're invited, so if you watch now, it's live, you're very invited to join me in because today we are going to talk about something very important to all of us: client relationship health check, or specifically about what when I mentioned many times, how can you check the health of your client relationship. So I hope you understand how important it is. Thanks for all of you joining me. I can see you joining now to the room really live. Definitely type in your name in the chat box and where you're dialing from, so I know you are with me in the room. I can see a lot of you are joining, so thank you for that. I know it's all about the holiday season. A lot of you are very busy, so I'm happy you have a short time with me to learn something important. Again, type your name in the chat box and let us know you're here with me. You can see, because many of us use normal, regular checkup to keep up on our physical health, correct? But do you do the same in your professional life? Do you check on a regular basis the professional health of your practice? Or more specifically, do you check on regular basis on your client relationship, on the health of your client relationships? I bet many of you don't. And I remember many years ago, this was also applicable to me, and also based on answer I got for so many law firm I helped with the same issue of building authentic client relationships. In fact, you should absolutely review the health of your client relationships on a regular basis. And here's why. Let me tell you why, because I think it's when you understand the why, then you understand anything else I'm going to share with you today. Because most clients vote with their feet. You see, they don't tell you they're unhappy. They simply start to give their business to your competitors. That is why client relationship checkup on regular basis help you discover the current health of your relationship, adapt changes when necessary, and really identify ways to further grow those relationships. We actually want to use on a regular basis ways to strengthen the bonds in the relationship with your clients for longer term, so they will stay for for lifetime as we want to. And this is the name of the game: retention of your client. See, when your client relationship checkup aren't performed regularly, the relationships can take unexpected turns. See, one of my clients, a partner in a major law firm, who thought really that she had an excellent relationship with her client, a successful entrepreneur in that case. In many ways, she did, but over time, their interaction become routine. My client has stopped asking the kind of thoughtful questions she had used to ask early on their relationships. And she also didn't educate her client about the range of potential services a firm was capable of providing on a regular basis. And one day, her client, sold one of his companies for a really large profit and asked another lawyer to help with the acquisition. And so you can imagine, when my client discovered this, she was mortified. You see, the entrepreneur really told her client told her that I didn't see, he said, you as having the capabilities and services to deal with my needs in this transaction. Now, she was blindsided and annoyed, but when we discussed it really together in one of our mentoring sessions, she realized the client hadn't even discussed his concerns with her, but in retrospect, understood that she's the one who had missed the sign and the signals that a regular relationship health check might have uncovered. And that's why it's so important for me to you to learn those ways of checking up, because if you know how to do it, you'll save yourself the ability to lose important clients. Now, I must admit that the most accomplished professionals that I know can dramatically misread the health of key client relationship, because I know, because I work with a lot of those firms internationally, and I can see what people think. Oh, they have relationship, and I show them they don't really have relationship, and we should save it. And you have to trust me that after helping or having helped thousands of professionals around the world with building healthy client relationship, that I know what I'm talking about. Because a successful professional firm I work with all have some type of process in place to determine the health and strengthen of their most important client relationship. And that's what I want you to have today when you're going to listen to what I'm going to share with you today, that you'll have a process that you could check on a regular basis your client relationship. So before I continue, I could see that people joining, and thank you very much for coming. I can see Paul is with me, Paul Robot from Luxembourg. Thank you very much, Paul. And Alex and Rajesh and Diana and Madina and Mercy and Joe and Gulitumo and Bachan and all of you there. I can see you all there. But please type your name in the chat like Paul did. Let us know who you are so I could share with everybody else. So to help you out, I would like to share with you 9 questions you should ask yourself that I develop when you're considering the health of your client relationship. Okay? So you're ready to dive in. I will share them with you one by one because I want you to understand them and also use them in your own practice to learn how to check if your client relationship are healthy or not. And before I go deeper to explain, I wanted those of you joining me live right now, we are speaking on how to check the health of your client relationship. And I'm glad you found the time to join me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. Again, feel free to type your name in the chat, where you're dialing from. And of course, if you have any question during my session when I'm sharing the knowledge with you, please type it in also in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer it in this session for you. So let's start with the first question you should ask yourself to check the client relationship. Question number 1 is, do you have access and share of mind? What do I mean by this question? First question I want you to ask yourself is, your client willing to make the time necessary to hold regular discussion about his business, her business, and overall situation? Because some people are very busy, I admit, and it does take time to get on the schedule. But if you don't have access, you will not be considered relevant. And I want you to think about it, because if the client don't give you time and cannot make time, maybe they don't consider you relevant. And even if you think you have a good relationship, but the client says, there's nothing going on, it doesn't make sense to meet, whatever, things like that, that's still a bad sign of your health, of your relationship. It means your client doesn't really value your ongoing insight and perspective. And maybe you don't want to hear whatever you want to say. And think about it, that's interesting sign when you ask this question and you know the answer of the one symbol to get the health check of your client relationship. Ready for question number 2? Question number 2 you can ask in order to check your client relationship is, do you and your client trust each other? Interesting question, right? You ask yourself, what do I mean here? See, it's not a secret that trust is the essential foundation of every long-term relationship. I assume you agree. It's the feeling that the other person will come through for you. It's really the belief that they will meet your expectation. It's the confidence that they will, demonstrate integrity, deliver competently, see, and focus on your agenda, not theirs. Now, does your client accept, or at least carefully consider, your recommendations? Or does he act as if he knows better than you and keep suggesting business ideas that are either poorly convinced or inappropriate? What's the case in your practice? Because if your client is constantly micromanaging you, then he may not trust you. And you need really to find out why, or maybe reestablish your expertise in these relationships. Now, this is important point, so please don't ignore it, because this is, again, a symbol for how healthy your relationship with your client is or will be. Again, before I continue, thank you for those who are joining me right now. Yes, we are live. If you're asking me again, we are live, purely live, definitely. And we're talking about how to build or how to check the health of your client relationship on a regular basis. And I'm giving suggestions on 9 questions I developed. And we already talked about the first 2 questions. And my next question to check the health of the client relationship with your client relationship, is question number 3. So you joining me now. Question number 3 is, does your client openly share information with you? How can this question help in checking your client health? See, in a healthy, trusting relationship, there is transparency. Do you agree? Does your client keep you abreast of changes in their business or professional situation and major event in her life? Yes or no? Here's a rule of thumb for you. When you are being considered as a service provider, you get very limited access to information the client have to tell you. It's on what we call need to know restricted basis. But when you are a trusted advisor, maybe the highest level of individual relation within the firm with the client, then your client treats you as part of the inner circle and they will share with you all those information. So now you know. So now you understand if you are not there, maybe your relationship with this specific client are not healthy enough. Maybe you should go and correct it. Next question you need to ask yourself to check your client relationship, the health of your client relationship, is question number 4. This question number 4 is your client happy with the way you manage the relationship and how you communicate? Again, is your client happy with the way you manage the relationship and how you communicate? That's question number 4. So let's be honest. Have you tailored your management of the relationship and the type of frequency of communication to your client's specific needs and desires? Did you do that? Because you have to treat each of your clients like a market of one and really customize the relationship to his or her needs. See, that's why it's simple, but it's not easy to a lot of people. Because based on discussion with your clients, which you should have at least annually, you need to determine things like what type of information and in what format does she or he like to receive it. You should know the answer to that. How often does she like to meet? Is it by phone or in person, in case there is a choice? Do you know the answer to the question, how does she like to communicate? By email? By phone? Maybe other written communication? Does she really expect to be contacted during especially crisis or difficult situation, or the sort of client she have a very long-term orientation and doesn't particularly care about what happens day to day or month to month? You need to know the answer to these questions. What kind of year-end gift, if any, does she or he like to receive? That's an important question. This last one really seemed like a minor issue to you, this question. But I remember a story in the past when one client told me that every year he received a package at the end of the year, a package of a special food and sweets from his lawyer. Now, yet he had a special dietary requirements and basically could not enjoy any of the food his lawyer sent to him. I know it's pity, but actually his lawyer had never bothered to ask what kind of year-end gift he would like to get the client, or give him a couple of options to choose from, at least something they will enjoy from. So see, this is another important point to think about the relationship with your client and to check how healthy they are. And to check if you can do something about it before it will be too late. Your relationship with your clients is very important, and that's why I want you to check them on a regular basis. Again, we have 9 questions. We have only covered 4. And thanks for those of you joining me right now. Yes, we are live. We're talking about how to check your health of the client. I already shared 4 questions, and I'm question number 5. And question number 5 is, as you can read, is your client giving you referrals to new clients? Is the client giving you referrals to new clients? How's that to do with the health of your relationship with your client? I said it many times, so let me mention it again here. Most professionals grow the practice, maybe also you, primarily through referrals and word of mouth. So the question you need to ask yourself, are your own clients spreading the word about you and your services? Now, I know, a matter of the fact, statistically, I know that more than 86% of the client willing to do so, but only 11% of client doing it, in fact. So what happened in your practice, in your business? You know it by now. It's not necessarily enough to do a good job. You have to remind your client that this is how you do business. That's how your practice grow, by word of mouth, by referrals. and that you'll be grateful for have a need for your services. So based on that, you understand why I many times say to you and also in this episode that an active referral is a sign of a high level of satisfaction with your services, because in fact somebody referred to your business. And that shows again that your client relationship is healthy, because your client don't refer to you, maybe it's again a sign that it's not so healthy, the relationship. Maybe you check it out. Or maybe they do not even know how to send you referrals. So go educate. Okay? Ready for the next question? Question number 6. Again, if you have any question during my sharing with you, you're very, very welcome to put it in the chat, ask your question. Let me give you more clarification on the point. Otherwise, I'll continue sharing what I have to share with you today. But if you have your own question, type it in the chat, and I'll be happy to share the answers with you, or at least tell you what do I think about it. So question number 6. Are you the first person the client call when she needs something in your area of expertise? When I'm reading you the question, I want you to think about how will you answer it in your practice? Because, this question is all about loyalty, an essential with ingredients of a healthy relationship. So if the client do not see any difference between your services and of your competitors, and even with other types of professionals, that means that you are not just another, so you're just another service provider, no more than that. Let me explain. Your health of your relationship with this specific client is very low in that case. And you can expect, among other things, constant price pressures, as the client can really continue shopping around looking for your competitors or other service providers. From a different perspective, if your relationship with your clients are healthy, less pricing discussion will take place, since your client really know and appreciate your unique value. I'm giving you a lot of symbols that let you think about your own practice and your relationship with the client. And maybe now you're reflecting when I'm talking to you and thinking, hey, maybe my relationship with this client is not as healthy as I sort of should. Maybe I should go and correct and make it healthier or not. But at least be aware and don't be surprised if they're not staying for a longer term with you. Thanks for those of you joining me right now. We're speaking live on how to check the health of your client relationship. And I hope you're ready to proceed, because I'm ready to dive in question number 7, checking your health of your client. And question number 7 is, does your client feel like he's meeting his goals? Does client feel like he's meeting his goals? Do you and your client see the situation in the same way? Think about this question. You may think that you did a great job for your client and really in a difficult market, different situation, but he may not see it in that way. So what can you do? You can really address it in 2 ways. First, discuss it with your client about their goals. You can ask them, you can discuss it with them. And are they clear to both of you and realistic goals? Second, you should have a regular, detailed discussion with your client to check if the goals have changed and what are the extra needs they have. I mean, all those things we're missing, but by asking, by meeting, by talking about it, you're going to get clarity about it. Understanding your client goals is in every point of time, and supporting them are important measures for the health of your client relationships. Got it? And I'm making it short, but I think you understand. I want to go to the point, because all those questions you can ask in that order will show you the health of your client really on the silver tray. So there's no guessing here. There's no feeling here. There's really facts. And those facts can show you signs that maybe your client relationship is not healthy or very healthy. Next question you should ask yourself when you're considering the health of your client relationship is question number 8. Question number 8 is, working with this client a satisfying, rewarding experience for you? You know that I'm all about, joyful work. I don't want you to suffer. I want you to enjoy. So that's needed. Some clients just drain you, right? They are overly demanding. They check up on you on every move. That basically drive you crazy. You know what I'm talking about. When their business do well, those kind of clients, they'll credit themselves. Well, when they don't do well, They'll blame you and your advice. This isn't a healthy relationship. You agree? So, do you want to serve this sort of client? I guess not. Life is too short. So, get rid of them. Yes, yes, you heard me right. Get rid of these clients and invest your time and build relationship with more promising and right client to your practice. I promise you, they are existing there. And you know because you got some of them in your practice. So why are you wasting time on those people who are actually wasting your own time? Again, I want to say hello to those people joining me right now, Helen and David and Rose and Mahindra and Shakel and Davin and Shenka. Thank you very much. I'm happy that you're joining me. And again, if you have a question, type in the chat box. Before I'm ending this session, I would love to answer also your question. And I promised 9 questions to check the health of your relationship. I covered only 8 by now, but here's the 9th. And actually the last question to help to find the health of your client relationship. And question number 9 is the relationship economically rewarding for you? Is the relationship economically rewarding for you? You see, when I'm talking about the subject, the thing that I have, you really could have a great personal relationship with the client, but for a variety of reasons, be losing money on your work. Now, if the reason for it is and you're underestimating of the amount of work, maybe you should learn from it. But if it is the client causing for these losses, those relationships with this client, that could be a sign of a client that do not appreciate your services, its value. And probably you do not have or will not have any healthy relationship with them. This is a great sign to understand that maybe you should lose this client, let them go. Or maybe you should invest more in building a healthier client relationship. This is something for you to think about when you look at overall health of client relationship. Again, be free to ask your question now before, but I want to summarize this 9 question I'm helping you because I hope you got now convinced that just as you should not make assumption about or neglect your own personal health, you shouldn't do it when it comes to the health of your client relationship. My one recommendation, at least once per year, go through this list of questions and ask questions I just share with you and rate the health of each of your client relationship. Give them a number and use the answers and the self-assessment you just made to strengthen your relationship with your existing client because you want to retain them for lifetime. You don't want somebody else to build a better and healthier relationship with your own clients because then it will be too late. And I promise you, it will serve you for a long term and increase the success of your professional practice. Now, I want to quote Bill Lemley to summarize the great session. We have a very nice quote, and I hope you understand it. When nobody around seems to measure up, it's time to check your yardstick. And I hope it says a lot about the health of your client relationship and your own ability to check them out. Now you got how to do it. Now you have a process. Now you can copy this 9 question and check it on a regular basis. And I hope, my friend, you take the action and implement what you learned in this session. If you have any other question right now, put it in the chat because I trust you get some interesting insight on how to check the health of your client relationship. If you need our help implementing it in your practice, or if you just want to learn how to build a winning client relationship to keep them for lifetime, this is exactly what we do for our clients. As you know, professionals like you and me around the world, we train them, we mentor them, and even doing the work for them by the done for you services, by implementing the strategies I'm sharing you in their practice, not just but teaching them, doing it with them. And if that's important to you, that's interesting for you, send me an email or private message and let me know and how I can help you. Next week, we have another amazing top expert to discuss new practical strategy to grow your practice and build better relationships, reputations, and referrals. If you want to make sure you never miss one of our weekly Switch On interview series because you just landed out and just listened to it, follow me on LinkedIn or go to the Switch Hub website and I'll give you right away the link so you can really find your way there. hub.thesweet.ch, hub.sweet.ch. And when you go there, you can sign up, get my biz development strategies and tips, check and register for my new online courses and live workshop, how to build time relationship, personal branding, how to network in conferences, how to get networking with results. or join the Switch membership community when we have a lot of people from around the world, thousands of professionals, when they learn on a monthly basis every single week. Interesting thing how to grow the practice, and I want you to be there as well. You're very welcome to send me again a private message or an email and ask any question you have. So, and of course, I'll see and I'll be happy to see how can I help you in your practice. For now, I want to thank each one of you who joined me today, definitely in that period of time. Thank you very, very much. See you everyone next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central European Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and 9 a.m. Pacific Time. And remember, I want you to switch on and check regularly the health of your relationship with your client. And don't delay it, just start today. Thank you for joining me, and bye for now, everybody.